phenomenon, guys. Will Sherlin with Unexplained Phenomenon. So I want to spend a second here and talk about the whole Bob Lazar thing. You know, people here and there ask me, dude, what do you think about Bob Lazar? Is he legit? Is he telling the truth? And I say, you know, unequivocally, yes, he's telling the truth. But is he legit? Yeah, I also think he is legit. But as an investigator, what I kind of have to wonder is everything behind, you know, the Bob Lazar story. So, excuse me, is he telling the truth? Yeah, I do think so. You know, I was watching recently that new documentary about him that came out in 2018. Bob Lazar, Aliens and UFOs or whatever, right? I mean, that documentary does a really great job of kind of vindicating Mr. Lazar. And I also actually saw a couple of things on him. One was on Coast to Coast YouTube channel. And the creator, the maker of that documentary, the director rather, was on there saying how much he believed him. Look, you know, they did a really great job. And I honestly think that there was more to that documentary than they even showed us, right? I think that filmmaker, I mean, you look at the whole part where he goes, hey Bob, do you have uranium P-135 or whatever it was, or P-115? And, you know, they cut it at that, right? So there's more to it. There's more to the story than we know about Mr. Lazar. I definitely think unequivocally, yes, he is telling the truth. However, what I have to wonder, being an investigator, is what is the truth, right? Like, so he's telling the truth about what he saw. But what I think personally may have happened, as much as I want to believe, you know, that our government may have gotten some flying disc technology and may have found some aliens and whatever, I do definitely want to believe that, and part of me definitely does believe that. However, another big part of me believes that during the Cold War, you know, we were really trying to do some psyops with Russia, right? We were really trying to psych them out a whole lot. Maybe we actually went to the lengths of putting on kind of a fabrication to a couple different guys, a bunch of different guys, you know how many, 15, 20, 25 guys, on the taking the big chance that one of them would come out and leak it. And maybe we freaking fabricated the whole thing. Maybe the government actually, you know, fabricated that we have found discs and, you know, captured aliens and told him stories that were leaked from another guy, and this may have happened. He probably saw all of that. He probably witnessed the test of the flying saucer. He probably was brought to S4, scientific research, you know, area or whatever. He probably was let in on the whole thing. They probably did have those, you know, biometric readers, those early biometric readers, the hand scanner things that told the length of your bones. You know, because we've proved, right? That documentary proved that, yeah, that actually was a real freaking thing. They used it with the B-2 pilots and whatever. But, you know, look, our government and our PSYOPs department especially, they're freaking smart, guys. You know, I'm trying to constantly get to the bottom of what the hell is with these freaking mysteries. And I personally think that this particular mystery may have been a whole spoof, or not a hoax, but a whole thing by the government to scare the shit out of the Russians. And make them think, oh crap, shit, United States has freaking UFOs now, like what's going on? And I think that personally, you know, is my own theory, and I haven't really heard anyone else say it like that. I have heard the theory that these flying saucers came from Russia, and that they were genetically altered people on board, and that, you know, Stalin wanted to scare us or whatever. But honestly, like, what the freak is the purpose behind that? It didn't scare the American people really that much. It honestly just made us seem more powerful, both to our people and to the Russian people and people everywhere. You know, if you want to believe that whole story behind Roswell, it made us seem more powerful. Like, oh shit, now the U.S. has freaking UFOs and aliens. You know, what's the freaking purpose behind sending those things here and trying to scare us? It didn't scare us. You can't scare us. We're Americans. We don't scare easy, right? It's just bullshit. Now, the theory could be, right, like, okay, they wanted to, like our Star Wars program, right, with Russia, they wanted to have us spending all this money to back engineer the craft and all that. You know what, we would have figured out pretty soon that that technology was bogus, that these were freaking people, and, we just would have figured it out. Unless that's what did happen, and we figured it out, sooner than later, and we were like, well, fuck you, Russia. And then we started this whole hoax, right? Like, well, fuck you, we actually do have freaking UFOs. And this guy Lazar leaked it to you, and we're pretty pissed at him, and we have this mysterious uranium P-115 or whatever, so better look out. That could be. I don't know the whole story. You probably don't either, and if you do, you're sure as shit not going to tell a guy like me, because I'll tell everybody. But, you know what? That's the investigator in me. I really, really want to believe Mr. Lazar. I really do. And I do believe him that he saw what he saw, and he was where he claimed to have been, and he was doing what he claimed to have been doing. I don't think you could hire someone to put a hoax out like that, or a lie out, and really put them through all the tests that he's been through. It's possible that you could hire somebody who's that good at lying. Sure, it's the government. They could find somebody, right? Why bother when you could just put a bunch of people through this, program and make it believable enough? Chances are that one of them is going to leak something like that. And, it could have been that we were using technology that we already have. Gravity amplifying shit or whatever. I mean, look, the Nazis were making freaking flying saucers during World War II. And after World War II, we were experimenting quite a bit with that technology. So maybe it was that technology that Mr. Lazar saw being worked on, and they put more of a backstory to it, to all of these people. Like, yeah, these are freaking aliens that crashed here, and we captured some of them. And, at some point, our security officers were, killed. A couple of them were killed by the freaking craft, and a couple of our scientists were killed by the explosion while working on the reactor, and blah blah blah. And he leaks it, and now the Russians are saying, fuck, like, this is a pretty convincing story here. Our intel departments think this guy's telling the truth. Gosh damn, like, let's not mess with the United States. Or even, hey, let's spend a bunch of money and try to capture some freaking UFOs of our own. Like the Star Wars program. We didn't actually have that shit. We weren't freaking launching stuff into the stratosphere. Well, we were, but we weren't doing it to the extent that we said that we were. And I believe, if I'm correct, that, that was, like, leaked as well. And, Russia panicked and spent all this money and spent themselves into oblivion. So I have a couple of different theories about Mr. Lazar. Now, number one, I believe that he's absolutely telling the truth. Number two, I believe that he's definitely telling the truth, but he's been misled, and that's why he was misled. Number three, well, there is really no number three. Those are my two theories, right? He's either freaking telling the truth, he's either telling the truth, but he was misled, or I guess the third theory would be he's an extraordinarily good liar. But I know about lying from my background in investigations and intelligence gathering and all that. It's difficult to be that good at lying and convince as many people as he has, and stick to your story, and as much as he has. It's definitely a convincing thing when you've got someone like this. He doesn't even like to be in the public eye, like they say in the documentary. He kind of wants to disappear into obscurity and just fool around with his scientific experiments. However, he's not going to ever be forgotten. So good luck with that there, buddy. And good luck with freaking, good luck with everything, because the feds freaking hate him, or at least they put on a show that they do, right? Which is why it would be believable that he's got some kind of secrets, or maybe he has some of that uranium P-15 or whatever, P-115. Maybe they think he does and he doesn't. Who knows, right? Maybe the whole thing is deeper than we even know, right? Well, it is, but maybe it's deeper than this. Maybe they were secretly working on some of this uridium shit. Maybe he had some of it, took some of it. You know, and maybe the whole UFO thing was, you know, something else, and he's putting out that story to cover up. Who knows, right? Who really knows? But those are my theories. If you guys have any theories, look, plop them in the comments below, because this really intrigues me. As an investigator, I want to get to the bottom of what's going on with freaking Bob Lazar. What the heck did he freaking see? What's going on out there with these freaking UFOs and the gosh damn freaking aliens? I want to know. I want to know as badly as you guys do. I've wanted to know since I was a kid. What's going on with Roswell, New Mexico? What the hell did they find? Was it little people? Was it weather experimentation craft? Was it people from gosh damn Russia? Was it actually freaking UFOs and aliens that crashed and we captured some of it? I don't know. If you guys have any, you know, theories and ideas, plop them in the comments below. I'm going to read that stuff. I want to know. And I want to hear as many theories as I possibly can. When one sticks in my mind and I say, that's a good one, I'll plop it up here and we'll go from there. So guys, until next time, please remember, never stop exploring and always keep seeking for the truth. Appreciate you listening to me meander on here and ramble on. I really love this stuff quite a bit, and I know you guys too, otherwise you probably wouldn't be watching the channel. So stay safe out there, all of you investigators and everyone else. Don't stop exploring. I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Cheers.